What's up, guys? We are coming down to the wire here in Cabo San Lucas, and this last week I wanted to really focus on everything. I wanted to work out better, I wanted to eat better, and stay stricter on the diet. And so, because last week I was really sore Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I couldn't work out as hard. You can't work out as hard when you're sore. And so this week, I said to myself, I'm going to make it a huge priority of going to bed by this time and waking up a little bit earlier so I have a little bit more time to stretch and kind of wake up and make breakfast and, so kind of prepare for the workout. And it worked. I wasn't nearly as sore as I was last week, any of the days. I was on Saturday because Friday's workout was hands down the hardest workout I've done since I've been in Cabo San Lucas. And so Saturday I was hurting. And when my family was here last week, we were going out to eat a lot. And even though you can eat healthy when you go out to eat, it's also a lot harder to do so. Take, for example, my go-to meal when I eat out is chicken fajitas. And you order that at a restaurant, you're going to get cheese, you're going to get avocado, guacamole, you're going to get tortillas. None of which you get when you make that at my house. And, you have to make sure you don't order those things. You have to make sure you order them without those things. And a lot of the times, it happens to me all the time at Pollo de Oro, my favorite place for chicken fajitas, and pretty much anywhere else. I'll order them without tortillas, and they'll still bring me the tortillas. And then they're sitting there, right next to my food, staring me in the face, and I have to say no to them. Do you know how much harder that is when the food is actually on your table versus not being anywhere in your house? It's a big difference. And I mean, even though, I don't give in to temptation that often, every once in a while you're going to have a bite or two or a whole tortilla. So I wanted to stay strict on the diet, and so one of my goals was no eating out until the weekend, and I didn't. I didn't eat out till last night when I had chicken fajitas with no tortillas. Boom. So pretty stoked on that. And because I did so well and accomplished those things, I really don't care that I didn't hit my weight loss goal of 10 pounds. I really wanted to lose 10 pounds this week. But I'm really proud of what I earned all the weight that I lost this week. And I lost 6 pounds. 6 pounds is still a lot of weight, and I'm stoked on it. And that means I am 9 pounds from my 75-pound goal now, which is pretty intense. And we're coming down to the wire, like I said before. I'm leaving the week of the 15th, Monday through Friday, whichever flight is really the cheapest when it gets closer to the date of departure. So I have limited time to hit that 75-pound goal. But one of the points I want to make is that 75-pound number meant a lot to me in the beginning. And now it really means very little. In fact, it doesn't really mean anything at all to me. Sure, it's great to say, hey, when people ask me how much weight have you lost, and I can say 75 pounds. That's awesome. But is that more awesome than when I say I lost 70 pounds? Or I lost 67 pounds, or 72 pounds. No, it's not. It's a lot of weight either way. And the more important things here are, 1, I learned how to cook. I was horrible at cooking before. 2, I know my diet in and out. I know what I can eat, I know what I can't eat. And that means I'm more prepared to go home than ever before. 3, I know how to work out. I know how hard I need to push myself in my workouts. I'm still going to need a personal trainer because that person pushing you always works better than just doing it on yourself. At least for me, it does. And I would highly suggest you guys looking into that if you're looking to lose weight. And last but not least, I learned to let things go down here. One of my big problems is that I'm hugely confrontational. And that's just part of who I am. I love to argue. I always have loved to argue. However, when you're on your diet and exercise game like I am, you need to be focused 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on this one goal. Because when I get into not confrontations, but discussions, arguments, whatever, I get riled up or I get angry. And when I get angry, I eat. And when I get riled up, I don't go to bed on time and then I eat. And so I know now that even though the two are vastly different things, losing weight, not being confrontational, letting stuff go, they're very connected for me. They're very connected for me. Give you an example. This yesterday, Anderson Silva got knocked out, and a friend of mine, T, said that he thought the fight was rigged. I completely disagree. But after posting my initial comment, I said, you know what, instead of writing a 16-page response where you and I are going back and forth until 5 a.m., I'm just going to say, have a good night, and I disagree. And it's that simple. It really is. And it feels awesome because I do that all the time now. And it's just a really good feeling. So 6 pounds lost, still have 9 pounds to go if I want to hit that number. But like I said, really not a big deal. I always talk about inspiration. And last week we talked about my friend Jordan, who's also losing a bunch of weight, and her posting pictures and that motivating me to do better, and because I'm super competitive. And I want to give you guys a heads up. My friend Melanie saw the videos, got inspired, and started her own weight loss blog. You can see, there's a button underneath this video, it says Melanie's blog. Click it, it'll take you to her page, and you can follow her adventure, her journey as well. And I would highly recommend for all the ladies to do so, because there are things that you and I just simply can't relate to. There are things that are going to work for you that aren't going to work for me, that are going to work for me that aren't going to work for you. And you get a woman's perspective with Melanie. So make sure you check her out. And underneath that button, the Melanie's button, you can see there's a button called that says Has-Beens. The Has-Beens is a group of people that I joined for when I come back to support myself through my weight loss journey. And what the Has-Beens are is a group of people who are all on their different journeys, are all on different levels of weight loss. Some people are completely fit. Some people are just starting out. Some people are thinking about losing weight, and so they need tips and tricks and suggestions. And that's what the Has-Beens is for. Different people, different stages, one goal: lose weight. And I want to lose 100 pounds by New Year's. So that's, but by the time I leave here, I'm going to have to lose 30 pounds in about 5 months. And that's going to be tough because obviously I would have lost, somewhere between 70 to 75 pounds, maybe more. And obviously it's going to have to slow down at some point. And I'm ready for that. But that's going to be a huge challenge. And so what the Has-Beens is good for is that moral support of, hey, keep on going. People actually being that I can look at, see in person, that are also doing a journey as well, a weight loss challenge as well, and we can go out and we can motivate each other and we can work out together. Just that having that sense of security when I'm back in San Diego is a big deal. And so make sure you check out the Has-Beens. The button will take you to the Facebook page, and make sure you like that, and you'll get updates. You'll see our videos. You'll see inspirational quotes, all sorts of stuff. That's a really great page. It's a really good idea, and I hope you check it out. The last thing, this week I got 5 emails asking me about my diet and what I can and can't eat and my whole program. I am on Body for Life, which is a very easy program. To put it simple, it's a protein with a carb every single meal. And no, the carbs are not French fries or a Coke. It's, a baked potato or a yam or, it's just something healthy. And what I want people to understand is there are a million diets out there. Millions. Most of them work. I will never say your diet is bad. I will never say my diet is better than your diet, ever. But what I want you guys to realize is what happens to most people is they think they can go, I'm going to take parts of diet A, and I'm going to take parts of diet B, and I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to form Kyle's diet. But let me tell you, before I came on this trip, I was doing the same thing. I took parts of one diet, parts of the other diet, and put them together. And guess what happened? Nothing. I gained weight. And let me tell you something. When you're gaining weight and you think you're eating healthy, that's terrible. Because you thought you were suffering, but you really weren't. I mean, it'd be one thing if I was going out and eating burgers and fries and pizza and burritos every night, but I wasn't. And so that was really disappointing. But what happened, what I realized was when I took part from diet A and apart from diet B, I really wasn't on a diet. I really was just eliminating the most ridiculous foods from what I was eating. And that doesn't work. So make sure you stick to your diet. You know your diet. Before you even start on your diet, you should understand where it is. I wish I had done that before I came down here. I wish I knew how as much as I do now before I left. I've got 30 seconds left before this video cuts me off, so I'm going to give a real quick shout out to everyone that emailed me this week. And I'm going to say I miss you guys. I'll see you in a couple days. I mean, we're only 10 days away possibly. And wish me luck this week. I'm going to go crazy hard. Talk to you guys later.